I hear some interesting stuff online regarding Gamepass that Microsoft is actually going to create. Anyway, welcome to the Gaming Pulpit. Don't forget to let me know in the comments what you liked about this video, what you disliked about the video, and if you liked it, a sub would be greatly appreciated. So, this conversation was sparked by PorterRock77. Great podcast, love this shit. But he had an interesting argument, about Game Pass being able to expand the console experiences to cell phone users. He believed that cell phone users, at least this is what I can gather from their argument, were thirsty for console-like experiences. And he got a lot of pushback for this particular statement. I mean, it was a lot of pushback there. It was about Microsoft not being able to market their any games really. And he feels like money is left on the table for anyone that don't particularly take this, this viewpoint. The points that he did mention was he had a cousin that plays like a Call of Duty rip, and he was so invested in it. He bought this apparatus for his phone that basically was like a controller, and he was like, his cousin was super serious about it. He also mentions about people that own phones really don't know the experiences that console players are, having. So any publisher or anybody that tries to bridge the gap in between could, get a huge payload if that were to be the case. So that's where the argument kind of went downhill. I took notes when I watched this video, so I'm like, I don't particularly think that that's possible. I don't think that, Game Pass or anything really could bridge the gap at all between cell phone gamers and console gamers. It's a totally different market, and I don't think this was actually brought up in this video. There are two different markets. It functions differently. It's like fast food versus actual dining out. There's still food. You still eat it at a different place. The quality of the food is totally different, but they both have their own purpose. So anyway, while I was watching this video, I took a couple notes and I'll go over them. So the first thing that I really did notice, and I kind of broke down the chasm between these two, different, platforms. So the things that I came up with anyway is that console gamers actually focus on the cinematic experience, storyline, and stuff like that. Not to say that you can't have that on cell phones, but that's their focal point. I mean, people have like 60-inch TVs, sound systems, and things of that nature. Of course, they want something to utilize those devices. And cell phone, gamers kind of focus on convenience, whether it be simpler controls. They just want things in a simpler, bite-sized. They don't have time to do that. You know what I mean? The time to really absorb a lot of things, especially if you're on the go. If I'm waiting for my car to be detailed or have an oil change or whatever the case is, I gotta invest time. You know what I'm saying? And that time frame between me actually getting my car done could impede on me absorbing a cutscene or anything of that nature. I don't think it's really possible for you to absorb any type of meaningful experience while on the go. Maybe at home, but I just don't, that's the convenience is the key. Another thing I looked at is that console gamers are more focused on the actual controlling the aspect and the quality, and we'll sacrifice front end price, paying for the game immediately. You know what I mean? Depending on reviews and etc. Versus where I see cell phone gamers are looking for a cheap front end experience, whether it be free or very cheap, and then slow burn the price of admission. Once again, it's convenience. I don't want to sink $60 into something because the quality, the expectation on cell phones is that I'm not going to spend $60 or $30 or $20 on something that I'm not quite sure. You know what I mean? Like it's known to have that stigma. That stigma is there. You can't break that stigma. I don't want to invest too much time and money on a cell phone game, period. You know what I mean? They want to be like surprise me type stance. You know, impress me type of stance rather. You know, that's what they're looking for. Impress me, and then I'll put money for if the quality is good. You know, you don't go into a Red Lobster or expensive diner looking for impress me. We already know that the quality is there. You know what I mean? But if you go to, you know, McDonald's and they have like a new food or whatever the case is, it's like, all right, if the price is right, impress me. See if it's good. Sometimes they have really good products. You're like, damn, that apple pie was good. You know what? I did like that shit. And you may hear some shit, you know, in the news about it being good and stuff like that. Also, I did notice that we focus on front-end console gamers, because I say we, you know, whatever. But, you know, console gamers are focused on front-end gameplay. How does it look? How does it play immediately? You know, I want to feel it. I want it just that immediate gratification. That's why controls are like really, really important. Versus the cell phone gamers, they're looking for an overall end game gameplay. Stuff like puzzles and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Something that overall, it's, you know, it kind of grows on you type experiences from, you know, all the research that I looked at, you know, over time. And it's usually not control based. It's, you know, puzzle games, things like that really is what I see cell phone gamers really, you know, gravitating to, because of their time is short wherever they're at. 30-minute breaks. I can't look at a cutscene for 10, 15 minutes and then, or even be in the middle of a cutscene, you know, and just, you know, I gotta go back to work. I mean, I guess you could pause it, but that's inconvenient. It's all about convenience when it comes to portable games in general, you know. It's why a lot of times, like, console-like experiences on the Switch, people kind of gravitate leaving that shit home, you know. They don't want a whole taking Zelda on the go. They want it, you know, maybe I can carry it around the house, but it's inconvenient to stop my game because I'm in a place where I have a limited amount of time. Just the fact that you have, I mean, one could argue too that if you have a limited amount of time, you know, I mean, I guess you could have a Call of Duty experience and have something for like 5 minutes. Like, everything is time based for them. Bottom line is this, you know, since controls are compromised on the phone, cerebral experiences take over for cell phone games. You know, puzzle games and things I could, you know, mindless in my head, just kind of go on, and I don't have to worry about controls. It's that cerebral experience. Versus console gamers, controls take priority, and eye candy. You know, we have a big ass fucking TV. Of course that's going to be priority. You know, so I don't think the gap could be bridged. I don't. The market is totally different. They can coexist, but the market is totally different. If anything, the console platform can support cell phone, you know, experiences, but not the other way around. Now, I was just thinking about this too, like, controls are a really big issue for cell phone games. And, you know, with all the aim assist games, I was playing Red Dead, and aim assist is super strong in that game. Maybe you can do stuff like that, but I just don't. Battery life is another thing that I was looking at too. Yeah, I mean, the time is of the essence with these games, and I don't think a Gamepass is going to be a viable. You can't reach those billions of people because they are functionally different. They are totally different. It just can't work. But let me know in the comments what you liked about the video, what you disliked about the video, and if you liked it, please like the video and sub. It would be greatly appreciated.